So as you previously saw in the last sections, we already set up our database, but now we need to connect our database with our app. And we do this through the PG library in the Express server. And this PG library is what will essentially allow us to communicate with the database we already set up in localhost. So let's first begin by creating a db.js file in the main directory. Next, we can import pool from the PG library, and this pool object will be what will essentially hold the credentials, the login credentials for our database. So after that, we can create another const called pool with the lowercase p, and then set it to a new pool object. Then inside the parentheses, we initialize curly brackets, and in these curly brackets, we will store the credentials in a key value pair. So the first key will be user, and it will be a string of Postgres or whatever the name of the user you set when you are setting up PSQL. Next, we have host, which will just be localhost. And when we set up the database in AWS, we will see how to do different endpoints that are not localhost as well. And after that, we have database, and this is referring to the name of the database. And remember, it was MyDB that we set as a name. And again, just substitute whatever name you set for your database. And then we have the password, which I will leave blank for obvious reasons, but just go ahead and substitute in whatever password you set. And finally, we have port. And this will be 5432. This is the default port of PSQL. And notice it's not a string, unlike all the other properties. So just make sure that you're not setting the port as a string. Just leave it as an integer. And finally, we can just export module at the bottom. And this is really it. This is all we have to do to initialize our database and begin using it.